Well, good afternoon, everyone. Madam Borough President, we have brought the entire government of New York City to Borough Hall, and it is a great pleasure to be here in Kew Gardens. I want to thank you and your whole team who have been very, very welcoming. When we have City Hall in your borough, we ask a lot of our hosts, and there's a certain amount of creativity that's needed to suddenly have the whole city government come into your building. But your folks have been wonderful. You've been wonderful. I want to thank you for that.
My pleasure.
And want to first say we've got, obviously, here a lot of people you know well and have worked with for many years since we've come into office. A lot of folks. Some of them, maybe Tony Shores has been around for a while before that, but just a minute too. But we have our deputy mayors here, Tony Shores, Alicia Glenn, Erminia Palacio, Richard Bury. Want to thank all of them for being here and all you're going to do this week in Queens. Of course, our school's chancellor is here, Carmen Farina, and we have a lot to do this week. These weeks, I have said they're extraordinary because when you focus on one place, a lot more gets done. We learn a lot from the people of each borough when we spend more time in the borough. And the people of Queens are not shy, are they, Borough President? So we're going to be hearing a lot from the people of Queens, including a lot of good ideas, including a lot of things that we need to focus on. We have a straggler coming in, but we'll still welcome him, our police commissioner, Jimmy O'Neill.
He's had a busy morning.
Yeah, he has had a busy morning. That's true. So, look, it is a special pleasure to be in Queens. This is literally the most diverse place on the planet, and it is thriving. I will give my bona fides at the beginning. 2 years of my life, I lived on Salt Street in Flushing. And 2 years of my life, I lived diagonally across the street from Ricardo's Banquet Hall in Astoria. All of those were my bachelor years. The historical record has been erased. But I love the time I spent in Queens. I rode the number 7 train every day. I know that rich experience. And really appreciate this borough and appreciate it for so many reasons, including its extraordinary diversity. And, you know, what I have been telling people here and all over the country about our city right now, especially in the context of the discussion about our American identity and on the question of immigration, is look at New York City right now. We are, I think, by any objective measure, the most unified we've been in generations. We are certainly the safest we've ever been. We are the most prosperous we've ever been. And we are a city of immigrants. In fact, the highest percentage of immigrant New Yorkers today that we've had in a century. The highest percentage of folks born in another country now in New York City. The closest time in history goes back to the time that my grandparents came here from southern Italy between 1900 and 1910. That's the last time we had as large an immigrant population in the city. So the city of immigrants, even a stronger immigrant imprint today, and our safest, our most prosperous, our most unified we've ever been, which I think speaks volumes as to the right direction forward and the way that we contribute to understanding in this country of how we can all work together and live together. And nowhere is that clearer than in the borough of Queens. So let me give you a few facts because they're outstanding. We talked earlier about neighborhood policing, the impact it's had overall. It's had even more of an impact in Queens. The first 6 months of 2017, crime is down 7.5% in Queens compared to a year ago. So crime is down all over the city, but even higher percentage in Queens than the citywide average. Crime has gone down even more in Queens. We started the day yesterday with 8 of the 16 precincts in Queens having neighborhood coordinating officers under our neighborhood policing program. Well, today 2 more were added, the 106 precinct, which includes Jackson Heights, East Elmhurst, and North Corona, and the 115 precinct, which includes Ozone Park, South Ozone Park, Lindenwood, and Howard Beach, bringing a total of 10 precincts in Queens that now have neighborhood policing NCOs. Madam Borough President, you will appreciate this next number. Since I've been in this role, and you've been in this role since January of 2014. Unemployment has been cut in half in this borough. It was 7.3% when we came in the door January 14. It is 3.7% now. Lowest unemployment of any borough, and the third lowest unemployment of all the counties in New York State, of all 62 counties. Third lowest unemployment. So Queens is booming. The borough president and I have long been colleagues, and one thing that frustrated both of us, she was a very senior member of the council when I was in the council. She represented Queens, I represented Brooklyn, and we both did not believe there should be an economy that overly focused on one borough, Manhattan. We believe there could be a 5-borough economy and a 5-borough city government. We've devoted a lot of our lives to making that happen. Well, you should be very proud of the fact that you now have the lowest unemployment rate of any borough, proving that that vision is coming true more every day. In terms of education, I want to give my congratulations to the chancellor because these are great results. Again, since we came in the door, the high school graduation rate in Queens is up almost 5%. The numbers for pre-K, which is, as you know, my first love in terms of what we've been trying to do to help this city. The school year we came in the door, 3,647 kids in full-day pre-K in all of Queens. When we finished the school year a few weeks ago, 20,600 kids in full-day pre-K. That is an extraordinary increase, the largest increase of any borough, in fact. And since you seem to have a lot of really good statistics here, here's one more. Our advanced placement courses, we've made a big priority of ensuring that every high school in New York City will have advanced placement courses so that every young person knows college is for them if they choose to pursue that path. Well, advanced placement students passing AP courses in Queens increased by over 10%. The last statistics we have year to year, over 10%, largest increase of any borough. So you got a lot of smart kids in Queens, and so much to be proud of in terms of what's happening here. Schools, bringing down crime, increasing jobs. And I'll finish before turning to the borough president by saying, the magic of these weeks is all the things we learn, all the things we hear from elected officials, community leaders, and everyday Queens residents who offer us ideas, the way we focus on outstanding problems and really work in a concentrated fashion to solve them, get them done. So a lot of good happens during these borough weeks, and it is a joy to be in Queens, and my pleasure to introduce Borough President Melinda Katz.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for coming to the Borough of Queens, although, Mr. Mayor, I have to tell you, I've been doing this 24 years, and you called me a senior member of the council. I forgive you.
I meant in terms of stature, intellect, respect of your colleagues.
We just did that press conference with Councilman Richards, so a bit. It really is amazing. After 24 years in this business, your commissioners and deputy mayors, every time we have asked them to sit at the table with us in the Borough of Queens, they don't hesitate. And it has been a remarkable partnership between your offices, your agencies, and this borough, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank all of you for that. A lot of us go way back, a long time. Looking at Steve Banks over there, we started, I think, at Legal Aid together 25 years ago, and I don't know how long ago it was a long time ago. And many of you at the table, we have a long history. And I want to thank you for all the work that you have done in Queens and a lot of problems that we face, some of which we solved and some of which we didn't solve. But the one thing I do know about your office and your agency is that the effort is always there. And I thank you very much for that. And I want to thank the mayor. The mayor's from Brooklyn, I'm from Queens. I always say Queens is an attitude, right? And so we always welcome the same attitude of just the grit of getting it done. And Mayor de Blasio has really proven that when he puts his mind to something, he gets it done, and he does it efficiently and quickly and in a very good manner. And I want to thank you for that dedication to all the boroughs of Queens. Of Queens. Oh, my God. All the boroughs of New York City. Did you just take over New York City? I want to take over
and rename it.
I want to rename it. So all 5 boroughs are now Queens. So we... So we are in Queens very excited by the advancements that we have made, about the tourist numbers that have grown exponentially, about the folks are coming from all over the world just to raise their families right here in Queens. We always say that we are, if it's good for families, it's good for Queens. And these agencies have certainly proven that. We also call ourselves the Borough of Growth and the Borough of Families, because folks are coming here from all over the world. We represent 130 countries, 130 languages, and over 120 countries right here in Queens. The mayor talked about New York City's immigration. Just so you know, we are the most diverse area on the planet right here in the borough. We have 48% of our folks are born outside the United States of America. And those are amazing statistics. That means that folks are coming here and they expect a good education. They expect health care at our hospitals and our doctor's offices and our emergency rooms. They expect the fact that they can have transportation back and forth to work and be able to get their kids to school. It has created an amazing buzz here in New York City, but it's also an amazing responsibility to make sure that we are delivering the services necessary, especially with our numbers growing so quickly. And we are excited by that diversity. We thrive on it. We celebrate it every single day right here in Queens. And really, your agencies have helped us do that, and I thank you. So who are we in Queens? We are 2.3 million people. We are nearly 1 million immigrants. We are 781,000 households, 477,000 kids, 323,000 seniors, and we are the home to more veterans than anywhere in the city of New York at 50,000. And the response from your Veterans Agency has been remarkable. We have the first office right across the hallway here, so that veterans and their families can come and get serviced. And I'll never forget speaking to Commissioner Sutton and saying, look, we don't just want a place where you take numbers, right, and phone numbers. We want to be able to service them right there. And she was right there on top of it. We have someone here servicing our families. They don't have to go over a bridge or under a tunnel. They can do it right here in Borough Hall. And so we thank you for that. Some of the accomplishments over the last 4 years, clearly Long Island City, the eastern waterfront, is just popping up right everywhere. And with that comes the technology and the services that are required to raise our families there. Because of your administration, we have dozens of Wi-Fi right on the streets of Queens, and one of the first ones to get them here in the city of New York. We have a Jamaica Now plan, downtown Jamaica, which really has transformed the community in Southeast Queens, and what it hasn't transformed already, it will. Mm-hmm. And that was a great collaboration with Deputy Mayor Glenn and your office and EDC, and we thank you, EDC, for the work they do here in Queens. James is amazing, and his whole team truly is as well. We want to thank you for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, finally paying tribute to the Queens Vietnam veterans who died in service to this country. And I want to give a personal thank you for the 5-borough ferry in the city of New York, because I didn't think you could do it. Truthfully,
vote of confidence.
I didn't think anyone could do it. We've been trying to do it for 24 years. As long as I've been in office, we have been trying to get a ferry, a 5-borough ferry. And between EDC and Deputy Mayor Shorris and everyone that was involved in it, I think it's going to transform the economy in the city of New York. And I think it's going to be an amazing, amazing legacy that you have created.
And more to come.
And more to come. We want more money and more stuff for transportation, which, by the way, Queens is a transportation desert. And although I know that sometimes the authority by the New York City government is limited, I do want to thank the efforts that you have put into making sure that folks can not only transport themselves from Manhattan to the boroughs, but also interborough. Mm-hmm. And we thank you for that. I want to welcome and introduce everyone to my Deputy Borough President, Melvin Miller. You said economic development, the jobs, right? The unemployment's gone down, and partly due to Melvin Miller, who's been head of economic development for the Borough of Queens for many years, and now the Deputy Borough President. And Jay Bond, my Chief of Staff. Many of your commissioners work directly with him, and we thank him for that and for the work he does. And Director of Communications, Sharon Lee, who is also with us today. And so, having said that, I have a present for you.
What's this?
You don't have to wear anything.
Good.
So,
Unlike other
hold on.
boroughs.
Before I hand the mayor the two gifts that we have, I want to thank all the commissioners here today and the deputy mayors. It has truly been a collaboration for the last 4 years. We are excited about the future. I just also want to say to you, I know we face a lot of challenges, and I know that I can be particularly tenacious at times, but I appreciate the fact that every time we call, and I mean every time, they are either here themselves or they send the right people, and that is the key. And so thank you very much for your dedication to this great borough.
Today's excellent word is tenacious.
Tenacious.
That's a good word.
And we thank you for the 116th precinct.
Yes.
It's been generations to come.
A good day.
So I give this with the understanding. So can I tell a story?
Yes, you must. You simply must.
So I went to the University of Massachusetts, and I was there, catch the years, from 84 to 87. So I was coming back from a friend's house in 86, and a man that I was friends with met me in the parking lot.
In Amherst, Massachusetts.
In Amherst, Massachusetts. And I said, why are you meeting me in the parking lot? He says, oh, there's a lot of stuff going on the campus of UMass. The Red Sox just won the 6th game. Oh, the Mets just won the 6th game.
Yeah, I just like history just changed.
History just changed.
Oh my God.
So the Mets just won the 6th game, and it became really a part of my life, and it really became part of Queens' life, and it was also the last time they won the World Series. So I'm very well aware of that. And considering the Red Sox, yes?
Yeah, I just want to say what I told you, my part of it was, I was in a bar on Prince Street and thinking this is going great until it really stopped going great. And then everyone around me was really much happier than I was.
So I was in
parallel lives.
Massachusetts, and you were in New York City.
Yes, how ironic.
And I just want you to know the mayor also invited me to a game last year where the Red Sox were playing the Mets.
Yes.
I knew I was there for cover, but I was okay with that. So to add to the cover, I brought my 9-year-old son.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, just on a personal
Conspiracy.
note, just on a personal note, he still talks about that game.
Really?
And he still talks about the patience you had in explaining like every play to him and all that. And it was great. I mean, in a really real way. He remembers it very well. Every time we go to the Mets now, he expects you to be there.
Yeah. he thinks I'm the usher.
So for all of the commissioners and deputy mayors that are here, we do have a bag, handy dandy bag. Queens is green, recyclable.
Very nice.
And bumper stickers. So this is your passport to get to Queens. So if you don't have this on your car, you've got to turn around.
That's right.
Okay?
You need this.
And you need to go out. And Mr. Mayor, we have for you, because there is life after the World Series, a poster of the Kings of Queens, Life Beyond Baseball with the 86 Mets.
See, this is a nice peaceful offering. This is nice.
And in case
Very tasteful.
See? And in case you can't sleep at night, it's a book.
It's a book too.
So thank you for being here. I look forward to a great week ahead.
Equally. Thank you, everyone. All right, well done.
Thank you. All right.
Excellent. Excellent.
And here you go. Hold on.
We're going to put this in a place of honor.
Oh, I have no doubt.
No, it's very, there's no bad words.
There's no bad words.
Nothing snarky. It's quite respectful.
And you've won 3 times since then.